Greg Flower here with BRP EDU Education. I'm an instructor with Buy It Rent It Profit, and tonight we're going to be going over another property on our deal analyzer that's on the platform. So let's get this show on the road. I found this property. Let me share my screen. Why isn't that sharing? Oh, I got to hit share first. And let's just go there. So I found this property on Crexy. There it is, and I gotta share the screen instead. Here we are. So it's in Sarasota, Florida. It's 29 units. This is the offering memorandum that we get from, this is Marcus and Millichamp put this up. So 29 units, built in 1975. So when you get these things, sometimes they're going to be, like this one I think is almost 60 pages long, 54 pages long. So really what you want to look at is you want to check out some of the vitals. You want to see when it's built, what's it built on, and some of the property stuff that they talk about. They do a property tour, terms of sale. But really what you're interested in is the financials. So here's another page of property description. We get a lot of information from here. So if you look in the bottom here, it's giving us the unit mix. So this has 29 units, 18 of which are all renovated. 5 are partially renovated and 6 are not renovated at all. So if you look to the right, it's telling you the different averages of rents that they're charging. Here's the year built, concrete block, copper pipe, which is, copper wiring, which is important, especially a building that old. But that's really good. And rentable square footage and PVC plumbing. So if you look down further on this page, right here, it shows you some of the way they back charge some of the residents. So they're all individually metered, so everybody pays their own electric. The property pays sewer and water. The residents pay for trash. So I guess he just divides up the trash bill. The property pays for pest control, and the residents have to set up their own cable TV or whatever they're going to get. But down here, there's some pictures of the renovated units and unrenovated units. They're all about 560 square feet. They're all 1-in-1s. These are some of the before renovation pictures. So you can see they're dated. They got Formica countertops, old white appliances. Further down, all the yada yadas about Sarasota, which we all pretty much know over here. It's giving you stuff that's in the neighborhoods, other apartments that are nearby. Some of them they use for comps, and they weren't good comps. I was looking through them. This tells all those apartments that were further up, this is telling them where their rents are at and where we at farther on the left. And as we go further down, they hide the financials. That's the market source. That's price per square foot. These are the comps. And they're good to balance off of. And what do we got here? Oh, the unit mix. They're all 1-in-1s. They really buried the financials in here. So this is more or less, they got their effective gross rents, the renovation costs, physical vicinity. Here's some of their income that they talk about. So their gross income is right around $548 that they're collecting currently. Then they put in some pro forma numbers here in the middle and over to the right. And all that is what they think is going to happen. And here's their expenses. So here's their controllable expenses and their non-controllable expenses. So controllable expense could be, repairs and maintenance, general administrative. Their management fees, they can control that by renegotiating with their property managers. And down the bottom right here, or bottom left, apologize, they're showing us their NOI, their current NOI, and their pro forma NOIs over here further to the other side. So let's get into it. I'm going to share this screen. What did I do? Oh no. All right, where am I? Let me go back. Oh, here we are. So here's the beginning of our deal analyzer. This is the front page where we put in. So what I found out about this when I first underwrote it, when I first saw it, it was unpriced on Crexy and through Marcus and Millichap. So they were just casting a line out there and find out what's going on. So I found out the purchase price is actually $8 million for 29 units. Now net operating income is 313. And I'm using actual numbers, what they're collecting now. I'm not going to go to the pro forma numbers at all. So down here is your debt service ratio. So if we put in I'm skipping ahead. I'm just going to put in an interest rate of 7% and a 30-year term.
You got to fix your net operating income.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's nice operating income.
I didn't take the. Thank you.
First group of numbers out.
I didn't take the first group of numbers out. So we're going to calculate a down payment. We're going to get our. Wow, what happened there? Well, that's what happened there. So we want to get this debt service ratio over 1.25, closer to 1.30. That's what they want to see. So for now, let's try 50%. The down payment. What happened there? It went away on me.
It's Terrence.
Oh, it jumped ahead. Let's close this window. There we are. All right, you can see the front page of the deal analyzer still?
No, you're not sharing.
I'm not.
No.
I must have hit a button. My apologies. Hey, Terrence.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Carrie. Hey,
Okay,
hey.
now you can see it?
Yep, we can see it.
The front page of the deal analyzer?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can see the back of the envelope.
Yes.
Yep.
The first page of the deal analyzer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Terrence, this property I found on Crexy, it's in Sarasota, Florida. It was unpriced, and the broker just got back to me and told me that the price, they're targeting $8 million. So as we go through this, we're going to change a few things. So let me just hit this. So our debt service ratio is still under 1%. So we're going to go with a higher down payment. So we're just going to keep toggling up till we get this right there. So we're looking at 62% down payment currently. Yeah, that's a lot. But that's to get our debt service ratio up. And it's not even at a 4 cap yet. This deal really, I don't think it's going to work. Just waiting for my deal analyzer to come up. And here it comes. Y'all can see the deal analyzer now? Yes. Property details? Okay. So we are buying. We're looking at multifamily. And this property, like I said, I cheated a little bit. So with this, they just put a photo in. So I just steal a photo from the offering memorandum. And I have that here somewhere. It's got to find it. There we are. And boom, pops right in. This property was built in 1975. That's there. The site area is dun, 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 dun. Oh, the rentable square footage is 1682. And the lot size, I have to convert into square footage, so it's 38,333. On to page 2. So again, I'm going to put these units in. This one's property details. Do you want to provide unit details? So you're trying to drill down. Yes, if I just going to do a quick analyzing, I'm just going to pop in there and put their whatever the gross rent is and put that all in. But here he's got, like, remember when we looked at the offering memorandum, it had renovated apartments, partially renovated apartments, and not renovated apartments. Like I said, they're all 1-in-1s and they're all 558. We have 6 unrenovated. Unit rent on these currently is $14.67. Now you want to hit an add, you just hit the plus sign and it gives you another one. So you can break these out any way you want. But I'm just going by the amount of renovated and unrenovated. They give us the differences in rents. Otherwise, I had to do an average rent. This is renting for $15.70. It automatically calculates the price per square foot. And then we have the renovated units, which is 18. Oh, 8. He's rent for $16.11 currently. All the new leases that come up, he's pushing to $16.50. But I only think there's maybe one that is currently paying that. So like I said, I'm trying to use the actual numbers. So then it calculates their annual income, the $547,800, which is pretty close to what they calculated on the OM. So he also has other fees and stuff. He has pet fees. He has late fees. He's got all kinds of fees. And annually, those other income comes out to $32,839. And his vacancy rate is 3%. And that's actual. So if you look over here, over to the right, it's telling us what let me just hit this next first, and it'll go to the next group of numbers. So if you look over here on the right in this gray area, it's telling us right now with all the numbers the way we have them, it's trading at a 7 cap. And where are we here? Oh, our cash and cash return is 6.48, almost 6.5, which is great, but we didn't put expenses in yet. So we want to break down the expenses. So if you remember what I said about real estate tax in our previous classes, his real estate tax that he calculates at on the OM, and let me go over here and show it to you. I'm going to share this screen. You look at his real estate tax, he's at $47,536. Okay, but that's the real estate tax that he pays off when he purchased it. So we have to recalculate the real estate tax. You all see the expenses, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So this guy was nice enough to give me in the OM the millage rate. So the millage rate for that section in Sarasota is 14.8639. So at $8 million, remember you take $8 million, divide it by 0.80. I'm sorry, times it times 0.80, divide that number by 1,000, then multiply it by the millage rate. So we can do that real quick if you want to, but I have the number already. So if you do 8 million on your calculator, I brought mine with me, you don't have to, just follow along, times 0.80 gives you 6,400,000. Divide that number by 1,000 equals, and then times it by 14.8639. So your new tax rate at the $8 million purchase price is $95,129. So the taxes are doubling
That's a little bit of a difference.
a little bit. But you have to watch out for that because all the OMs are going to show their current tax. They're not calculating in what the tax is going to be once you purchase the property. Excuse me. So we say 95,129. That automatically calculates it out. If you look over here, that's 16% of your income. Your insurance, which will probably go up too, but I can't calculate that. He's got two types of insurance. He's got regular insurance, and he also carries a flood insurance rider, which comes out to $5,900 a year, which I thought was rather inexpensive. Just put that over here. So I'm going to do total insurance. I didn't put those together, but oh well. 5954 plus 5925 equals. So that's a total insurance bill of $56,879. Going to be higher. That's 10% of your income. His utilities are a little low because he's only paying for a little bit of water, sewer, trash, and he back charges, which is part of his other expenses, to the tenants. So his utilities, which is not electric, he breaks that out separately, which is cool. $43,151. And his electric is cheap. He's only $43.75. Now remember, all these are annualized numbers. So it gives you your monthly expense over here as well. So let's go. What else does he have? What did I get so far? I apologize. I usually go in the row here. I got taxes. I got insurance, utilities, and electric. Okay, those are all his fixed. Then he has contract services. So you go, same thing with the unit mix. You just click on the plus sign and you can just add in whatever you want. His contract services are $8,600, $8,671.
Did you miss water and sewer?
No, he added that into his utilities. That's his utilities.
Sorry. Okay.
That's cool. No worries. What do we got next? He's got repairs and maintenance, $10,150, and I'm assuming that's including what he's rehabbing. Management fee. That's a little steep. This is a number you definitely have to. He's paying $36,500 for his management. And these are all controllable expenses. His admin fee, $26.41. Oh, here. This part usually takes the longest, as you can see, because there's just a lot of stuff. And then he has a turnover fee, $36.25. So we don't have turnover here. Come on. That's a little low considering it costs about, I'd say, depending on the tenant, it costs about maybe $800 or $900 to turn over a unit. So you're talking about maybe 6 turnovers a year. So that's a good thing because it doesn't show that he has a lot of turnover. So, but remember what we said in the past too, your expenses are usually between 45 and 55%. So this guy's pretty spot on with his expenses. At least so far. And all this will come out in the wash when you do your forensic audit. So what this is showing me now, pull this one up. What this shows me now is, remember before the numbers looked great. The cash on cash return was at 6%, but now it's below 1%. And at the cap rate, the cap is just under 3.5, a little over 3.5. NOI is down to 291. So right here is a great way to fix these, because you don't want to buy something at a three rate. So I was thinking more, I want to buy this like at 7 million. A little bit more. Let's change it here. So that's 4.1, and see what that didn't change anything. I'll change when I change the screen. See, now your cap rate went to 4. Your cash on cash is still a little low, but it's gone up. There's just a couple ways that we can fix this. See, now we're changing that to a 7 million on this page of the underwriting. Let me move this up. The loan and debt analyzing. This is showing 7%, 70% down at this number, and our debt service ratio has gone down. That's odd, huh?
No, it went up 1.79.
That's right. Sorry, because it was at less than 1.
1.3. It's too high.
Yeah. It went down. Sorry. Let's go 65. 5. We might be able to go down to 55. That's what I love about this analyzer, because there we go, 3.1. So we're going back to 60% down, a little bit lower when we started. We started at 62% down to get our numbers where we want them. Remember, everything's negotiable on every real estate deal. So this gives your overview. We only have one more page to do, and then we can go back. But this tells you everything that you just put in. This is a nice report that you can send to your senior underwriter. Okay, so we're going to go with income growth. We're going to put a 3% in there because we're trying to get our cash flow up. We're going to control our expenses. So our annual expense growth rate, I'm going to put a 0 in there. It's just, let's see what happens. Cost of sale, 1.5. I'm going to stick with 10 years because we really need to control those expenses to get this, keep this thing where we want it. So at this page, these are all your assumptions, everything you put in your assumption overview. That gives you year 1 through 5. And if I continue down over here, oops, I hate when that happens. Let's bring this up a little bit. And if we continue down here, it'll show us the rest is years 10 and 11 because we went into a longer term. So this is just showing you everything that you put in. So let's fiddle with some stuff. Let's go back over here and let's go to property income. Now remember what I said? We were going to try to get all of our units up to 650 once everything's renovated. So once everything's renovated, let's change this to a 0. Let's change this to a 0. Now let's change this to 29. It changed all of our numbers. Our cash on cash is still down. Our property income went way up.
Wait, you didn't change your
I'm sorry.
your middle bedroom, and you didn't change your.
Yeah, I made them
out.
zeros. Oh, I gotta get the
No, the
rents
middle
out?
one doesn't have 0.
All right, I'm lost again here. Stand by.
Bedroom 1 doesn't have a 0.
Yeah, okay. Let me just take all these out. And I didn't change the rent.
Right, you gotta go 16. Yeah, 50.
So we were at 1.62. So once we hit save and move forward, now we went to 1.92. So this is still at the $7 million number. So, I mean, this one's tight. You're going to make money. Cash flow assumptions. Cash on cash went up. So it's almost at 3. I wouldn't offer this guy more than 6.5 million, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, when I first saw it, I guesstimated at 200 a unit, because at 8 million at 29 units, That's $275, 275,000,
Wow.
almost 276,000 per unit. So that's what I said. At 6.5 million. That's more like it. It's 224, almost 225 million, which is more like what this property should go for. So let's see here. If we go back here, back there, here, let's change this to. What this is telling you is basically what you should offer on this property. Is that those going? No, there we go. So now it's at a 5.3 cap. At 6.5
It's
million.
almost 4.
Yeah, and this is where we want to be. We want to be between 4 and 5 at least.
Well, you can, your DCR is 189.
Yes, so that brings, now we can put less money down too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we get away with 50 yet. Yeah, look at that. We might even get a little lower. 47, yeah, that's 48. We work with a loan guy who does a lot of Freddie and Fannie loans for commercial. And what he told us is the DCR needs to be closer to 1.3. It used to be 1.25, now it's 1.3. So yeah, now our cash on cash went up. We can just control our expenses a little bit. But this property works pretty much at 6.5 million, not at 8. Definitely not at 8. You might be able to make it work at 7 if you're really careful. But so what I wanted to show everybody again, because Carl is new at this. Carl Spatero, meet Terrence, and who else popped in here?
Dr. Brown?
Dr. Brown?
Yeah, how you doing? I've been gone a while. This is
You
amazing.
have been gone a
How are
while.
you?
Yeah, I got sick with COVID, and so I've been
Oh.
sick ever since we did the workshop with
Mhm.
the certification.
Oh my
Oh, okay.
gosh. You
Yeah,
poor
I got sick.
thing.
Yeah, so I'm autoimmune compromised, so it really
Yeah.
took my body bad. So
Oh,
I've
boy.
been gone since a little after that certification last year. So
Oh,
I'm
you
back.
poor thing. Well, we're happy to see you back.
Yeah, good
Good
to be back.
Yes, great to be back.
And I come
Good to
back
have you
to
back,
some
I mean.
good stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is the deal analyzer that's on our platform. And if you go back to step 1 here, buying, selling, analyzing property, hold. You want a home or office, retail, mixed use, industrial. You can use this deal analyzer for any type of property.
Hey,
As long
Greg,
as
I
you
was going to ask your opinion. Would this replace like PropStream?
Would this replace PropStream? I've never used PropStream, Karen.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't believe it would replace. I don't believe PropStream. I've only been on it. I've seen it a little bit once or twice, but PropStream does not analyze. I don't
No.
believe it analyzes the deals. No,
No.
this is
So-
strictly for analyzing. This is
Yeah.
PropStream is you could use for your CIOTA to gather all your information. PropStream is great for that. But as far as analyzing, I don't believe PropStream does that.
No, it doesn't. I get the deal and the information, but I can make it work together with this.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Yes, that would be perfect for your CIOTA. Yes.
Yes.
So what this replaces for people like us. I'm not an Excel spreadsheet guy. I mean, we have people on our team that love Excel spreadsheets, but what this replaces, it lets you analyze it. I can analyze. Well, how long did that take? I started a little after 7, and it's 7:33. So 20 minutes. You can analyze the deal quickly, play with some numbers, and come up with an offer. But here's the coolest part about this is you guys can see screen 5. Yes, I'm still sharing.
Yes.
You're on the debt
Sorry.
analyzer? Okay.
Yes.
Here's the coolest part about this. See this little link right down here that I'm circling on the bottom right? If you copy this link, and if you have somebody that does deep dive analyzing, what we call a senior underwriter, this link is copied now, and this whole thing you can send off in an email to a senior analyzer who can really do a deep dive with all the financials. You send them the OM, you send them the deal analyzer that you did, and he can run numbers, or she can run numbers, can and make it do the really deep dive to make the numbers more actual for you. But what this does is it simplifies that whole process, and it's right on our platform. So it's you can do deal after deal after deal, and just hit that link and email it to yourself.
And the reports, prints out
Yep.
beautiful reports for you to put into an OM for
Yes.
partners.
So if you found a deal like this one and you wanted to, let me just move ahead here. I apologize. Go here. Here's all the reports you can print out for your, right here, download 10-year, and you can do PDF, you can do Excel. It does both. You can do the amortization table. So like I said, I found this on Crexy. And it's actually right here. Wrong Crexy screen, I apologize.
Dr. Brown, while he's looking around a little bit, Crexy also has something called Crexy Intelligence. I don't know how it compares to PropStream. I think they're comparable. I don't know, price range might be a bit of a difference, so you might want to check it out.
Crexy, CREXI?
Yes. It's actually one of the links in the workstation. And then we have affiliate codes. If you'll get if you're a member, you'll receive a discount.
Okay, and
So, but
Dr.
just
Burns,
check
you'll
it
help
out.
me read back inside the workstation and all that stuff
Mhm.
afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I've been gone so long.
I know.
Thank you.
Well,
Hey,
good.
anytime you need any help, just reach out to Karen.
Yeah.
She knows the platform like the back of her hand.
And now I'll put my email in the chat also.
So I wanted to introduce my buddy Carl too. Carl, I've known Carl for many, many years. I knew Carl since
That's
before
because I'm old as dirt.
I've known Carl since before I got my real estate license. When I was still living in Mount Dora, actually, Carl kind of talked me into getting my license. He brought me into his office one day. They tried to recruit me, but I went elsewhere. But,
That's right.
I hadn't had my
Smart
license
move.
yet either. So I just want to enter in this.
Nice to meet you, Carl.
Yes, thank you so much.
No
We're gonna
problem.
get Carl to join the platform.
Yep, Terrence has been with us since the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, nice to meet you, Terrence. I don't think I've met you before
Nice.
either.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Dr. Brown. Yeah, I was at the live event also.
Yep.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
And
So-
Brian is also starting a mastermind.
Yes.
So for more one-on-one individual help.
Stuff like Terrence is doing. You're property managing and stuff like that would be perfect for you, Terrence.
Okay. Okay.
Something to consider.
Definitely.
So, any questions about this deal we've just analyzed?
Yes, go through the steps. I do the deal analyzer. I think it's what it needs to be. I want to go to the next step. Am I going to go ahead and go to a senior underwriter at a bank at this point, or is this coming to you? Where's it going? Give me
So
the flow.
When you copy this link, yes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to a bank. I would make friends with a financial person
Okay.
who deals with commercial properties.
Mhm.
And not because you're not going to really make friends at a bank, and banks really aren't lending on these type of things right now.
Tell me about it. That's
we
what I
have
was
a
gonna say.
we have a guy on our team that we use. It's Chad Musgrove. Anytime you see any event that comes up with Chad Musgrove's name on it, I highly recommend that you guys register for Chad Musgrove's events. The man is an Encyclopedia Britannica, Google, whatever you want to call him. He's amazing when it comes to finances and things like that. The guy is incredible, and he truly has his finger on the pulse of lending. And that's the gentleman that told us about the debt service ratio that banks are looking at. They want to see a higher debt ratio coverage number.
Mhm.
It used to be 1.25. Now they want to see closer to 1.30. They also, from understanding what Chad said, when you have a deal, they want somebody involved on the team that has done operations. And that's another reason why Brian is so important to all of us, because not only has Brian been in the business for over 20 years, the man, that's all he preaches is operations. And he teaches operations, and no other commercial multifamily guru does. They tell you to run out and buy the property, but Monday morning, when it's time to run the property, now what do? That guru took your money and flew the coop, and now what do you do? So that's why Brian is so critical. He's part of the team. He knows operations, and he preaches it. That's all I can say. And everybody who's under Brian learns how to operate a building.
Yes.
Karen and I joined a team in Umatilla, Florida, which is really farmland of Florida. And
Yes.
we joined that team. Oh, you remember, Carl? And
I do.
In less than 6 months, we raised their NOI by 25% by doing the things that Brian teaches us to do.
Wow.
Yeah. That was
That's
insane. And that I just went by that property, Greg. I think I sent you a picture.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, you did. But now they're struggling with that property because they went to a third-party management company. They're not managing it themselves. They're not taking control of their operations. And their place that we turned nice in 6 to 8 months is now they're having troubles. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to speak poorly of anybody. But in 6 months, when you looked at their underwriting, we were at their three-year pro forma numbers in 6 months,
Yeah.
just by implementing what Brian teaches us in operations.
Yep.
And it
So,
doesn't-
Carl, to answer your question,
Yes.
you would copy this link and send it to whoever you have that does your senior underwriting. We have 2 people. We have Dr. Danny, which we all know, except for Carl. Sorry, Carl. I was hoping Dr. Danny would be on the call tonight, but and we have Chad, who really drills down and finds issues. That's him. That's his job. He finds issues with properties for us.
I'm going to call Dr. Brown and Terrence, and I was going to ask them for some down payment money.
We gonna put it together and come. We gonna put it together and come to you, Carl. We got your back.
There you go.
That's good.
Karen, what were you going to say?
I lost my train of thought. It's gone.
We were talking about operations. And
Oh, and that you don't necessarily have to run the property yourself. You can give it to a third-party property management. However, it has to be with your management plan.
Exactly.
You have to write it and discuss with them. Granted, they may not concede to everything that you say in your management plan, but you have to negotiate, and it has to be run your way, and you have to receive reports weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. So you know exactly what's going on, and you can predict what's going to happen. It gives you can forecast much better if you see for 2 months that leases aren't getting picked up, or people have left, or maybe there's competition, a new building was put up. What do you have to do?
How long is it going to take? Why is it taking so long to rent this unit?
To rent,
What's
right.
the traffic reports?
And the other one with that is polling people that do not rent from you. Always poll them and ask them, okay, why didn't you rent? Because Brian had learned at one point with Park Plaza, he had a tree that was too tall. And the one unit was too dark and nobody was renting it. And just because he asked and somebody said, it's too dark, cut the tree down, boom, the apartment rented. So
Wow.
It's a little thing, but that made a big difference.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's amazing.
I'm going to put my email in the chat as well. I noticed Karen did, but she didn't put mine. Thanks, Karen.
Sorry. It's all about me.
I know. Buttons.
So, Greg, go back. How much did we have to put down on that unit? So your down payment requirements just to get going was 20%, but then we changed it to 6.5 million.
Stand by.
No.
No. Let me go back to sharing my screen.
I'll put your email in.
I did already.
Oh, you did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Can't sit around waiting for you. All right, let's go back over here. Everybody see page 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2, 3. I still don't know these pages by heart. Oh, here it is. The loan. So, Carl, to get our debt service ratio number, we're putting 48% down.
Yeah.
We can actually go a little less. We can probably go 47. Yeah, it gets us to 3.0. So 47%, you're looking at, a little over $3 million.
Like I said, Terrence, you better suck that up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Plus, this is assuming that you can get a 7% loan. Right now, I think that's where we can go. You might have to go to 7.5, which will drop that DCR number down.
Then it means your credit, depending on your credit score too. You got the
Well,
750 and that 780.
Yeah, it depends on the people that are on your team too, because they're going to run. You're going to have a lead person that's going to assume a lot of the responsibility. And granted, a lot of these are all non-recourse loans. What that means is the bank can't come off to your personal assets, but they still want to see decent credit scores on the team. They want to see somebody who can do the financials, somebody who knows operations, and they don't want the property back.
Right. They're not in the business.
They're not in the business of being landlords. They're in the business
Yep.
of lending and making money.
Yep.
And the great thing about us, the position that we are all in, is thanks to Brian and everybody, we got a great team. We all a team.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep. And that's it. Always somebody here to answer a question. Yep. Absolutely.
Carl, did that answer your question?
I'm a little confused.
What do
My
you
want?
offers to this deal is going to be 6.5 million.
Correct.
Yes.
That's
And
just your
20
that's your offer.
And a 20% down payment
No.
Negative.
of 6.5 million is not 3,057,000.
Well, we're not looking
No.
at a 20% down payment. Remember, we want to get our debt to service ratio. Y'all can see this page, right?
Yes.
Okay. See on the
So
bottom here,
what-
this 1.31.
Yeah.
That's where we want that to be in order to. So we have to put 47% as a down payment.
I don't like that.
Well, all that does, Carl, because you're paying $6.5 million. This property, what it's telling you is this property, it can't operate at $8 million unless you really put the rents through the roof. So at $6.5 million, it's tight because you look at all these things. Your cap rate is at a 5. Your gross rent multiplier is 136. But the most important one, you had to pay back your investors. So this cash on cash ratio is under 3 now.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said we want that to be between 4 and 5 at a minimum. And the only way to get that up is to put more money down to lower your monthly debt service.
Wow.
That's why we keep going up and up and up and up.
If Carl put in
Or
6
or
million.
lower the lower the price of the property. Exactly. That's exactly right, Dr.
Get on the
Brown.
bike, Carl. Get on the bike.
That's exactly correct. Lower the price of the property.
Where's the depreciation on the building fall into play in this?
It doesn't yet because you don't own the building yet.
I'm going to write a check. It's
So-
going to be good. So I'm
We're
gonna
at
write one.
6.5. Let's run it at 6. That's the great part about this deal analyzer. I already did that once, but we'll do it again at 6 with the numbers we put in. Why did that go down?
Wait, hit save.
Oh,
You gotta
I
hit save.
didn't hit save. Yeah, that's why. That's why it did.
There you go.
Okay, look at that cash on cash. What better?
Yeah,
And
see?
your
Now-
debt ratio. Now you
and
can
your
put
debt
less
ratio.
down.
So now you can put less money down.
There
We
you
probably
Carl.
go, let's see, 45%. We can go a little bit more, 43%. That's what I love about this deal analyzer. And, the Excel sheets do the same thing. Now we're down to 1.32. Your cash on cash is 411. Your cap is at 6, which is beautiful.
See, Carl, I'm on your team. I get them to go down to that, then we got you.
So like I said,
Put up the money. I'll get it down to 6.
when I originally saw this deal, here we go. Let me just share this screen. Here's the deal on Crexy. Okay. What does it say right here? Unpriced. Right underneath the blue request information. So I went right up to request information and I wrote the guy, hey, can you let me know what the whisper price is? And you come back at 8, we're targeting 8 million. Oh yeah, that's great. You can target all you want, but the building isn't going to work at 8 million.
Right.
So I got all these reports here. I got his T12. I got his year-to-date numbers. His P&Ls. I got a rent roll, and I got the offering memorandum. And I put all those numbers in my little piece of paper here and transferred them over to the deal analyzer. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh,
Hey, were any of them month to month?
No, they were
No?
all they were all
Okay.
full year leases.
Okay, because that's another big thing. If you're trying to
Yeah.
buy a building, you cannot. They won't
yeah,
loan on buildings that are month to month rent.
Yeah,
You
they
have
don't
to
want
have.
to. They don't want to
in
see
place.
month to months. They
wanna
want those
see
month to
yearly
months
leases.
out. And
Mhm.
and when you're making that order and making that offer, I should say, that should be contingent on getting all those month to months out, if there is any, and you want full leases put in, because that makes your lending power greater.
Mhm.
okay.
Makes you a stronger buyer
Mhm.
for the bank anyway.
Mhm.
Any other questions? I'd be happy to answer anything.
What if it's a month to month and it's the rent is below market? Would that
Well,
be
that's one of the reasons why people have month to months, because they're trying to fill up their units, because they know they're gonna put their building on the market, right?
Mhm.
So what do? Let's get a quick month to month in here and throw it in there and put it under market. So that's why at the beginning of the following month, you get rid of that month to month. You tell the owner, I don't want any month to months. This whole deal is contingent on getting 1 year leases in at a minimum.
right?
Get rid of that month to month and start leasing that thing at market rent.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Because a month to month, all you got to give them is what, 30-day notice?
Yep.
You're not closing on this in 60 days. You're going to close on this in 90 days. You still got you got a huge due diligence period. I mean, you're going to be going back and forth with negotiations. You're going to be doing forensic audits.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's you're looking at a 90-day close, maybe a little longer depending on how
Well,
things
it depends. If Brian's doing it, you can cut that right down.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You might not want to.
Your 90-day close. Well, no, if you want to get those up, you're
Yeah,
right.
you want to really dig into the books. You want to get the leases where you want them. And the other thing you do, Terrence, too, when you're talking about getting rid of the month to months, any new leases that come in, you want to be part of that. You want to have their rental under your qualifying criteria,
Mhm.
especially after your money goes hard after a period of time.
Mhm.
Let's say you did your inspection period and part of your down payment goes hard. Well, now you absolutely want to be part of everybody that's coming into that building. So you're going to create your qualifying criteria while you're creating your management plan and while you're creating your OM.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say, hey, these people can't rent if their credit score is below this, if their monthly income is below that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
And you want to stagger your rents.
Yes, you want to try and stagger your rents, but depending on how many month to months you have, you might not be able to.
Right.
When you
Because you
say
don't want-
stagger, you mean like
You don't want them all expiring at the same month.
okay.
You want to stagger them. You don't want to have 10 vacant units all because your leases all expired on the same day.
Gotcha.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Right.
But if your property manager is doing the right job, they got a waiting list of people waiting for your beautiful apartments.
Mhm.
Right.
So another thing, that's part of your management plan to give to your property manager.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to make sure you have that list of people on a wait list to come in. And if you have to, I mean, Brian will say, no, don't ever do this. But if you have to, you make a concession to get them in where you want them.
Mm-hmm.
No, he doesn't say never to do it.
I know
It's just not
he
his-
frowns upon
Yes.
it.
Yes.
But hey, first month free, no security deposit, no last month's rent, just first month's rent, or something silly like that. Or if you have pets, no pet fee for the first 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, any other questions?
No. you did a great job.
Yeah,
I
you did.
try.
You
I
did.
try.
Thank you, Greg. Great.
Carl, did
It's
you
re-
enjoy yourself? This is Carl's first time on Buy It Rent It Profit, so I want to
It
make sure he
is.
enjoyed himself. I didn't bore you too much.
I worked for SunTrust in the commercial loan department, but I worked on all the broken down loans.
That's
So
right.
I was the guy foreclosing everybody, and then I was responsible to resell the assets, the ORE property. You might know it as REO property,
Mhm.
but it could have been a liquor license, it could have been a bar, whatever had to be resold for the agency that I worked for. And I
That's how
loved doing
that's how
it.
you get
It
all
was
those
a lot
bottles of
fun.
that's how you
Huh?
get all those bottles of Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
So I am retired from banking. I moved to the beach in Panama City Beach, and I'm living large in a tiny little condo, 1,325 square feet. Me, the wife, and 2 greyhounds. And I don't have any of the overhead of a 3,100 square foot house and half acre of property and all those carrying costs. So I said, now I'm ready. I can be laid back and I can bust Greg and Karen's chops. What about
Yeah.
this one? Hey, let's look at this. Let's look at this.
And you got a
And
bigger
then-
pool.
and
You
then
got a bigger
Greg-
pool out of the deal.
And then Greg blocked me. What do you think about that?
I did not
He
block you.
blocked me.
How did he block you?
I didn't block
When
you.
I'm texting him, he blocked me. But damn, he's got the
Did it-
power. He can just shut me off.
I just shut my phone off, Carl.
Oh,
See, I'm done with Carl.
Yep.
So again, hey, if anybody sees anything they want help underwriting, if you play with the underwriting tool, download a property, talk to the broker, get the OM, get the financials, get the T12, start playing with it. You can do as many as you like.
Yep, yep.
And if you need any help, give me a call, email me.
Yep.
I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Thank you.
I will be doing this at least every 2 weeks. Or are we going to 1 week now?
Yeah, we've been kind of going weekly.
Okay. So
So-
probably next Thursday, same time. We're going to shoot for 7:00.
Okay.
Yep.
And hopefully that's good for everybody. And hopefully get more people on the call. Bring a friend.
Yes, tell somebody. Absolutely.
Your market is different than my market. You're in the high rent district. We're in
Yeah.
the Redneck Riviera in the Panhandle.
Right. No big deal.
Same.
Bill?
Yeah, it
So-
went.
So
Rents went
our
crazy.
prices are cheaper.
Yes,
So,
that's
Terrence, I
good.
don't need all that money. I might need a little less. So,
So,
wallet-
remember what we told you?
wallet might be a little less.
What I did was when you talk about the millage rate and calculating taxes, I know you all can't see this, but this is Pinellas County. Okay.
Yes.
It tells you every township and the millage rate for every county. And like I said, this kind young sir from Crexy or Marcus and Millichap gave me the millage rate in the OM, which I think that's the first time I've ever seen it. I was very happy to. So that way I didn't have to download. I did wind up downloading it, but then I found it. So to calculate your new tax number, remember, it's always going to be more than they put on the OM. And the calculation is simple. 80% of your purchase price, divide by 1,000, times the millage rate. And that's your new tax number. It's going to get you close. It's not going to be exact. The day of closing, the title company is going to, this is what it is. But it's going to get you really close in the ballpark. Probably put you on second, maybe third base.
What's the millage rate?
On this property in Sarasota, Florida, it's 14. I just had it. Where'd it go? 14.8639. See, now when I'm looking at a property in Pinellas County where we are in St. Pete, it's more like 21 dot.
Yeah.
And if you look over where Dr. Danny is, it's like 19 dot. So it just depends where you are. I mean, Pinellas County is huge. St. Pete is a big city. So, and they have a lot of expenses. So their millage rate's going to be a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
I expected Sarasota to be really high, but it's much lower. It's about
I was going to ask you about Hillsborough County. I mean, Hillsborough County is in lower.
Well, that's
Uh,
Tampa, right?
That's Tampa area.
Yeah, that's where Brian is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't actually I have. Stand by. Let me flip my book over. And it's Promenade. Oh, where did it go? I'll find out for you. I don't want to waste it. Oh, maybe it's over here. I knew I had it. We just looked at it, that 56 unit. That's in Tampa. That's the Tampa area.
Mhm.
And it's
Now,
got a-
do they treat Riverview different in Milledge than they would like the city of Tampa?
the city of Tampa will be different. If you look at this, like I said before,
Mhm.
look at Pinellas County.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it drills it right down to every little township inside the county. I cannot find that millage rate currently. I know I have it someplace.
Yeah, I can
I
Google
know
it.
I
Greg.
did an underwriting, but if you just go to
Yeah,
the
I can
tax
Google it.
collector, the Hillsborough tax collector website, and just type in millage rate, it'll tell you.
It'll tell you for the area.
It's very simple. Brings it right up. Some of them have a tax calculator. You can just put in your price and it tells you what your tax is going to be.
Mhm.
Put in the address. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Anybody else any questions? Because we're right at 8:01. I don't want
Yep.
to hold anybody up. I want to respect everybody's time.
We're here for the party. Come on, Greg. I said, let's get online and find us a house, a condo, and everything
Get
else.
ready to go.
We need a multifamily.
We need
do.
a
Now that we
multifamily for
got
sure.
this deal analyzer down, where's all the
Yeah.
property?
That's it. There you
Property's
go.
all over the place, Carl.
Mhm.
I gotta dig deep. I
Sign
gotta
up,
do some
sign up.
flipping down
A lot,
here.
and a lot of
Yeah.
times they're not on the MLS. You can't, if you look for income properties, they're
Yeah.
not on the MLS. You got to go on to Marcus and Millen Chap. You got to go on to Crexy. What's that other one?
LoopNet.
LoopNet.
Sorry, LoopNet.
Those are where all the commercial properties are, all the
Mhm.
multifamily properties, and you just do a search.
And my battery is about to die.
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. I
Yes.
appreciate you all.
No problem.
Yes.
Start playing with the deal analyzer. Get a hold of Crexy, LoopNet, or anyone over there, and download a property, man. Start underwriting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Reach
check it
out.
out. But Karen, I can email you, then you can tell me how to get to it and all that stuff. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All
I can't
right.
wait. It's
All
like
right.
a new
Great.
toy. I can't wait to go
Welcome.
play with the toy.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's
All right.
great meeting you. Good to see you, Greg and Karen again. Great meeting
Same
you,
here,
Kat.
Dr. Brown.
Great meeting you, Carl.
Okay, Dr. Brown. All right, everybody.
Terrence.
Have a great night.
All right.